Christine and Janelle confessed they had to pay their children's hospital bills, Truly's terrifying hospital stay, Maddy's surgery, while Kody, the man who preached unity, spent money on luxuries. And now, as emotions intensify in the upcoming season, another decision looms. Should they stay loyal to the family that broke them, or forgive the man who abandoned them? What if you discovered the family fund you believed in never existed for you? The answers will shock you. But tonight we won't give away the ending. Instead, we'll peel back every layer of betrayal, loyalty, and forgiveness, until you see the truth for yourself. And by the time we reach the climax, you'll realize why peace may never be possible
I would love
for the
healing
sister
with
wives.
Christine.
He wants to see me. I don't want to talk to Kody ever again.
I said I didn't love you. That wasn't true.
Part
I wanted to
1.
apologize.
Imagine being told that every wife, every child, was protected under one big family fund. But then, when your child is in the hospital, fighting for their life, you're handed the bill, alone. Christine and Janelle's heartbreaking revelation shattered fans. That they personally had to cover their children's massive medical expenses, Truly's hospital stay, Maddy's surgery, while Kody was spending on luxuries. Why were mothers left drowning in debt, while the patriarch enjoyed comfort? And what does this say about the man who once preached family above all? Stay with me, because by the end of this documentary, you'll see the shocking climax fans never expected. And trust me, once you hear what Kody chose to spend money on instead, you'll never look at him the same again. Christine and Janelle spent years believing in Kody's vision of one family. They sacrificed independence, shared homes, even split resources, because that's what plural marriage unity demanded. But behind the smiles and staged family photos was a financial system built on control. Instead of one fair family account, money became selective. When Truly, Christine's youngest, faced a terrifying hospital stay, Christine expected support. Instead, she was met with silence. When Janelle's daughter Maddy needed surgery, the same thing. No shared fund. No father's contribution. Just a mother scrambling to protect her child. Meanwhile, Kody's lifestyle told a very different story. Fans noticed his flashy spending, luxury cars, property deals, expensive hobbies. The contrast was devastating. Was this neglect? Or something even darker about power in polygamy? The breaking point wasn't just money, it was betrayal. Christine and Janelle realized they weren't simply wives in a plural marriage. They were single mothers shouldering debts, abandoned when it mattered most. And when this truth hit fans, the backlash was instant. Social media exploded. How could Kody let this happen? No child should suffer because their father refuses to pay. But the climax, the twist, was that the so-called family fund seemed to exist only when it benefited Kody's priorities. Christine and Janelle's pain revealed a pattern. Wives and children sacrificed, while luxuries and status symbols stayed untouched. And here's the haunting question fans can't stop asking, was the dream of sister wives ever real? Or just Kody's dream, at everyone else's expense? Christine and Janelle's courage to speak out reshaped the sister wives narrative forever. What began as a show about love and faith has become a warning about control, money, and neglect. And now, fans are demanding answers. If children's hospital bills weren't covered by a family fund, what was the fund used for? And how many other wives bore debts in silence? This isn't just a story about polygamy, it's a story about women finding their voices. exposing the cracks in a system that once silenced them. If you believe no child should ever be left without support while luxuries take priority, hit the like button right now. Kody Brown wanted the world to see unity. Christine and Janelle showed us the truth. And the truth can't be ignored. Part 2. What happens when loyalty to family collides with a desperate need for forgiveness? As emotions intensify, the sister wives face a choice that could change everything. Should they cling to loyalty, even if it means more heartbreak? Or seek forgiveness, even if it risks tearing fragile bonds apart? The upcoming season promises more than drama, it promises a reckoning. But here's the twist. The decision that could heal the family may also be the very one that destroys it. And once you hear who's demanding loyalty and who's begging for forgiveness, you'll understand why the entire Sister Wives universe is bracing for impact. For years, the Sister Wives built their lives around one principle: unity through loyalty. Loyalty to the marriage. Loyalty to the children. Loyalty to Kody. But as the cracks deepened, forgiveness became the only lifeline. Christine's exit was the first domino. Janelle's independence followed. And now, Robin and Mary are left grappling with a haunting question: is loyalty enough when trust is already broken? Scenes from the upcoming season revealed tearful conversations, hushed arguments, and families divided over a single decision. Do they forgive the past or protect themselves by walking away? What if forgiveness isn't strength, but surrender? The wives' emotional confessions mirror what many fans feel. How much loyalty is too much? And at what point does forgiveness turn into enabling? The climax arrives when loyalty and forgiveness clash on screen. One wife pleads for peace. We can't survive without forgiveness. Another fires back. Why should I forgive betrayal? The emotional tension is unbearable. Children caught in the middle. Wives questioning decades of sacrifice. And fans watching every moment unfold with tears and outrage. The twist? Forgiveness, once seen as a path to healing, becomes a weapon. Demanded by some, resisted by others. And the backlash online has already begun. Fans are split. Some demand loyalty, calling forgiveness a weakness. Others beg the wives to let go, to rebuild their lives free of Kody's shadow. And just when viewers think peace is possible, a shocking confrontation flips the entire story on its head. As the season unfolds, the sister wives stand at a crossroads. Do they choose loyalty, holding on to a family structure that's already fractured? Or do they seek forgiveness, risking vulnerability but opening the door to healing? The truth is, neither path is easy. And peace? It may be further away than ever before. If you believe loyalty should never come at the cost of self-respect, hit that like button right now. And if you believe forgiveness is the only way forward, comment below with the word peace. Let's deep dive in full details. Part 3. For years, the sister wives painted a picture of unity. Kody spoke of one family, one vision. Fans believed in the shared fund, the equal sacrifice, the promise of security. But Christine's reality was different. When Truly fell dangerously ill and faced a life-threatening hospital stay, Christine waited for support. None came. Janelle's story was eerily similar. When her daughter Maddy needed surgery, there was no help from the so-called family resources. No father's contribution. No shared protection. Instead, they carried the debt themselves. Meanwhile, Kody was spotted making property deals, enjoying luxuries, even buying new vehicles. Was this neglect or a calculated choice? Let's rewind. Season after season, fans saw cracks. Kody prioritizing certain wives, certain children, while others were left behind. Slow it down moment by moment. In one episode, Christine breaks down, confessing her fears for Truly's health. In another, Janelle quietly reveals the weight of financial struggle. Yet at the same time, cameras capture Kody's new purchases, his focus on Robyn's household. Each scene, when replayed in slow motion, reveals a truth hiding in plain sight. Loyalty flowed upward to Kody, but rarely back down to the wives. And this betrayal wasn't just financial, it was emotional, spiritual, and public. Fans didn't stay silent. On Reddit, one wrote, "How can Kody let his wives drown in debt while living comfortably?" On Facebook, another comment exploded, "No child should suffer because their father refuses to pay." And experts weighed in. Financial analysts noted, in polygamous households, lack of transparency often leads to imbalance. Marriage therapists pointed out, loyalty without reciprocity breeds resentment. This wasn't just family drama, it was a cultural flashpoint about power, money, and motherhood. And the internet backlash? It's only growing louder. But here's where the story turns. In the upcoming season, the focus shifts, not just on money, but on survival. Christine has already chosen independence. Janelle, too, has stepped into strength. But Robyn and Mary? They face the hardest choice: cling to loyalty or risk forgiveness. Forgiveness could heal wounds or reopen scars. Loyalty could preserve family ties or chain them to more suffering. The wives are no longer just living their lives, they're standing in the eye of an emotional storm. And the one question fans can't stop asking, can forgiveness ever fix betrayal this deep? The climax hits when forgiveness itself becomes a weapon. One wife begs for peace. We can't survive without forgiveness. Another fires back. Why should I forgive betrayal? And the twist? Forgiveness isn't freely given, it's demanded. Kody frames it as loyalty. Robyn pleads for it as survival. Christine and Janelle reject it as manipulation. The wives stand divided, and so do the fans. And when fans saw this dynamic, the backlash hit harder than ever before. On TikTok, women shared their own stories. I lived this. Forgiveness without change is abuse. On YouTube, reaction channels exploded, calling it the final betrayal. Facebook groups lit up with petitions. Stop rewarding Kody's behavior. The sister wives weren't just a TV family anymore, they had become a mirror. A reflection of women everywhere questioning, how much loyalty is too much? When does forgiveness become enabling? And who pays the price of silence? And here's the haunting part. Some fans believe forgiveness may break the family more than betrayal ever did. Before the medical debts came to light, each wife carried her own silent battles. Christine often spoke of late nights worrying about Truly's fragile health. She admitted once, every dollar mattered. I was terrified. Janelle balanced her career, her kids, and Maddy's surgery expenses alone. She revealed, I knew the family fund wasn't real, but I hoped I was wrong. Mary, loyal for decades, clung to hope that loyalty would someday earn respect. And Robyn, often protected, saw loyalty as survival but forgiveness as the only way forward. When layered together, these backstories show one truth: every wife was living a different marriage with the same man. In polygamous households, finances are often presented as collective. But legally? In the United States, no such family fund exists. Each wife is responsible for her household, meaning medical debts fall directly on mothers, not fathers, unless legally bound. Court documents from other polygamy cases show the same pattern: mothers burdened with medical bills, fathers distancing themselves financially. Experts argue this system fuels imbalance, making women financially vulnerable while men maintain control. Fans weren't just angry, they built theories. On Reddit, a post with thousands of upvotes asked, "Was Robyn the only wife whose children were ever financially supported?" On Facebook, women shared personal stories of carrying medical debt alone after separation. YouTube reactions trended with titles like "Forgiveness or Manipulation." The fan community now sees sister wives not as entertainment, but as a mirror of real American family struggles. This story isn't unique. In Utah, Arizona, and Nevada, other plural families have faced similar financial conflicts. Reports show multiple wives forced into debt while husbands maintain control over shared resources. Even outside polygamy, financial betrayal, choosing luxuries over children's health, is one of the leading causes of divorce in the United States. Christine and Janelle's stories resonate because they are both extraordinary and painfully ordinary. What comes next? Fans speculate 3 possible outcomes. Robyn clings to loyalty, keeping the last thread of Kody's vision alive. Mary finally chooses forgiveness, but finds herself alone in the process. Or perhaps, Christine and Janelle's independence inspires the others to walk away completely. If loyalty wins, peace may appear, but at a cost. If forgiveness wins, the question remains: who benefits and who is left behind? A hospital monitor beeping beside Truly's bed. Janelle holding Maddy's hand before surgery. Christine crying alone in her car. Kody smiling, driving his new truck. Freeze each frame. Hold it. Let it sink in. The story of Christine and Janelle's lesson about strength, boundaries, and survival. Christine and Janelle proved that love for your children outweighs blind loyalty. Robyn and Mary now face their crossroads. And Kody? His choices echo louder than his words. If you believe loyalty should never come at the cost of self-respect, hit that like button right now. If you think forgiveness without change is meaningless, comment below with the word "tort." And if you want more deep dives into the hidden truths of sister wives, subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next reveal may be the most explosive yet. In the end, loyalty and forgiveness are not just choices for the sister wives, they are the battlefield where love, betrayal, and survival collide.